Whether you know it or not, you probably own corporate bonds in your 401k or other retirement accounts. But this $8 trillion market has failed to take advantage of technology that's revolutionized stock market trading and reduced costs for investors. Most bond trading is still done over the phone. And who's paying those extra costs? You. One man trying to bring corporate bond trading into the 21st century is Amar Kuchinad, CEO of Electronifie, an electronic trading platform that has executed nearly $2 billion in trades since May of 2015. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So great to have you here. The first big question is, how can you really encourage investors, market participants, to do something new when they really have gotten so used to transacting over the phone?
That is the $6 billion question.
Yeah.
That's the transaction cost that investors pay for trading over the phone. You know, it's a combination of regulatory tailwinds, creating a product that really fits the workflow of the users, so that to them, the difference between calling somebody on the phone and clicking a mouse is as minimal as possible, and just showing the value that we're able to add by creating new avenues for them to get trades done.
So an important proposition, but how can you succeed? There are a couple of other names that have tried this in the space. One is BondCube and failed pretty quickly. What sets you apart?
You know, from a very early part of our company, we worked iteratively with the customer base, right? We created a product that really, you know, we had traders design for us, and we did the coding and the development work on the software side. So I think from our standpoint, we really custom built a product that fits traders' needs. And I think that definitely sets us apart from a lot of the competition. And then we're very well supported by some of the largest asset managers in the US who want to see platforms like this succeed.
And you have a background in banking and trading, and I think a lot of people are wondering how this impacts them. They're the retail investors. We have a couple of charts here showing just how prevalent corporate bonds are in every person's life. Can you explain a little bit?
Sure. It's an $8 trillion market, but so much of the market is held by institutions on behalf of retail investors, mutual funds, 401k plans, and that the bulk of that is traded by these big asset managers in larger size transactions, which have become increasingly difficult for them to execute.
Yeah, we could see their mutual fund holdings of corporate bonds are significant.
And have nearly doubled since the crisis as more and more monies come into this sector. I think partly that's demographic changes as more baby boomers are in retirement age and are saving as opposed to looking for growth. You're also seeing a lot more risk aversion away from equities, especially in the 09 to 11 timeframe.
Yep.
And with rates so low, there's very limited amounts of assets that really provide a yield for savers, and corporate bonds are one of those, and I think a lot of money's flown in for that reason.
Some of your motivation for this company came after the financial crisis and a lot of the reform that was enacted. We're seeing that inventory held by banks have gone down. How does that factor into your business?
Yeah, I mean, while I was at my last employer, you could definitely see the writing on the wall that our role as an intermediary, as a provider of capital, immediate capital, was getting diminished by all the regulations that were getting imposed. And we see, you know, in that chart, you can see that 90% of the inventory that banks used to hold, of the risk appetite that they had to provide to customers, has been dissipated off their balance sheets. And you know, with the zero rate environment, it's just not and the extra amount of capital that they have to hold, it's not profitable for them to actually provide that immediate liquidity. And so we designed Electronified to step into that gap.
Can you quantify how big you are in the market, your trades per day versus the whole market? What do you aspire to become?
Yeah, we are tiny in the overall significance of the market. We're just, we're 9 months into our full production and operation. Our aspiration is to be the replacement for a lot of the dealers that have retrenched from this marketplace. So, there is no longer a Lehman Brothers, a standalone Merrill Lynch, or a Bear Stearns. We aspire to be part of the solutions to replace the liquidity that they used to provide, and also replace the liquidity that the existing dealers have stepped back from.
Well, an inefficient market is a higher cost market, so we'll be watching very closely. Thanks so much, Amar.
Thank you, Nicole.
That's Amar Kuchinad, CEO of Electronifie. Now it's your turn. What are your thoughts about lowering trading costs and the pros and cons of electronic trading? Tell us in the space below or on the Yahoo Finance Facebook page.